For spring break activities at the library for Harry Potter week, I was going to make DIY crystal balls with the grown-ups. It was going to be super fun. Unfortunately, most people do not have the supplies to make DIY crystal balls or mini potion pendants or really any of the things I was planning on doing that week just lying around at home. And I want this to be accessible to you all. So I'm going to use my supplies for the DIY crystal ball, one of them, and I'm going to tell you the concept of a calming bottle. So we're going to combine the two together to make crystal ball / calming bottle. I don't know. It can be whatever you want it to be, but it is going to be fun. It gives you something to do with your hands, something to do with your brain. It's lots of fun for all ages, really. I recommend you do this with kids if you want. We can talk about density and gravity and how things float and things like that by doing this activity, this craft activity. And it's just something fun to do. So I hope you all join in if you're able. And I would love to see pictures of what you guys create in the comments. Anyway, a few housekeeping things. First of all, the stuff you will need. I'm going to go throughout this video kind of describing what to do and what you'll need, but please be aware that I understand that not everybody has this stuff at home and not everybody has easy access to this stuff. So feel free to get creative and use substitutions. I'll give a couple recommendations for substitutions, but if you have any questions about will this work, will that work, I don't have this, what can I use, feel free to put those in the comments as well, and I would be happy to do what I can to help you. Secondly, I want to show you guys a little preview of what we'll be doing. I'm going to shake it up because that adds to the wow factor. This is our crystal ball / calming bottle. An example calming bottle / crystal ball here for you guys today because I tried to film this video yesterday, got stuck on my iPad, can't get it off. So we're trying again, and I appreciate your guys' patience in getting content from the library and still staying patient with the library in general, because it really is important that we keep everybody healthy and flatten the curve. But we really do want to reach out and support the community in this time as much as we possibly can. And I pretty much only know how to do that through crafts. So we're going to do some crafts. Okay, I'm going to set my little example right there. And I'm going to get started. The first thing you will need to create a calming bottle or crystal ball. If you're making a crystal ball, I would recommend going on Amazon and getting one of these little doodads. I can't remember exactly where it came from, but basically just, I searched DIY snow globe, and I think I might have searched plastic as well, because it's very important to me that nobody gets cut on a bunch of shattered glass. So in an effort to make it a little bit sturdier and safer, ta-da! I got one of these guys. So I'm going to set my box, and the bag comes in the side. I'm going to open it up straight away, and there's a twist-on cap, which is awesome, and there's a like seal-in cap, and I'm going to use my spoon here to help me pry it out because it is kind of really in there. Woo, that one came out easy. The last one was way harder. And then there's instructions for how to make a snow globe inside. So if you want to make a snow globe, do that too. But for today, we're being a little bit more colorful. And so we've got our container. Now let's say you don't want to make a crystal ball. You just want to make a calming bottle, or you don't have access to one of these cool little snow globe thingamajigers. What I recommend is just look around, see what you can use. You can use a mason jar if you have one. Mason jars with lids work really well. You can use a baby food jar if you want to make an itty bitty mini one. You can use a good old regular water bottle. Just drink your water and peel off the label like so. Ta-da! A nice see-through plastic sturdy receptacle for your DIY coffee bottle. So today I'm going to use this just for kicks and giggles. But if you want to use your water bottle, if you want to use your baby food jar, a mason jar, whatever you've got, go for it. Have fun with it. Put a picture in the comments to let me know how it went. Okay, so since this guy's like orange and red and gold, excuse me, I think I'm going to do this one with a purple color theme, in part because I love purple and also because I happen to have this bottle of purple dyed water from when I thought I was doing the program originally. Obviously not for drinking because it's been opened and colored for a while. And as a side note and as a safety note, please don't put any of this in your mouth. Hope that goes without saying, but you know, it's good to be safe. So I've got a pitcher of water over here in addition to my purple water, just in case I need some more. I also have this corn syrup. This is light corn syrup, and it's going to be the thickener. The agent in this solution that's going to be more dense, and so it's going to create slower swirls of the stuff that we put inside and make it look really kind of calming and cool. If you just use water, it's just going to swish around like water. When you add something more dense, you can get a different effect by adding that in. So you can use light corn syrup, you can use probably any corn syrup. You'll probably also want to have some food dye on hand, and then of course your water. And for this particular guy, as you can see, it's kind of got like a line at the top, like a bubble section that follows me around, and that is oil. So I use some vegetable oil in this one as well, just to add a third texture between the water and the corn syrup. And it's really kind of cool to see what suspends in the oil, what suspends in the water, what suspends in the corn syrup, and how all these different densities interact. So that's something, if you wanted to do some STEM with little ones, you absolutely could. You could do a little bit more research and talk to them about these different properties of these liquids. But for now, we're just going to make something pretty. And I'm going to get this little measuring cup here. You can really use any cup because I'm not actually going to measure with it. I like to eyeball this craft because I'm lazy and also because it's fun. Now, if you do make this strict, where did I put those instructions? If you do make this strict shatterproof snow globe, they'll tell you how much of everything to use. Yeah, they tell you, and they tell you what to use as well. So that's handy. Hold on to that if you buy one of these little snow globe guys, just because it's handy. But really with this particular project, you can experiment a lot. You can put higher amounts of corn syrup and lower amounts of water. You can put higher amounts of water, lower amounts of corn syrup. Put a lot of glitter. You can put a little bit of glitter. Put a lot of floaty bump around things. You can put a couple of floaty bump around things. So I'm going to be suggesting I'm going to be explaining what I'm doing and suggesting things you can do, but feel free to experiment and go off on your own. So here I go, putting my corn syrup in my measuring cup. And as you can see, it's nice and thick and dense. I'm gonna stick my spoon in there and get 1 drop of pink food coloring. Oh, there's 2. 2 drops of pink food coloring. Like I said, play around with it. There's no wrong way to do this unless you get hurt, so don't get hurt. Be safe. So I'm mixing up my corn syrup until the food dye is just nicely incorporated. Makes this kind of crackly popping sounds too as you mix it, which is cool. And these bubbles, I don't know if you can see them, but these bubbles are really cool and they add a really cool sort of dimension to your snow globe, which are not snow. Anyway, I'm actually going to add a little bit more corn syrup to this one. For this guy, I used about, let's see, what am I at here? I'm at 1/2 cup of corn syrup right now, and that's about how much I used for this one. I used about 1/2 cup of corn syrup, 1/2 cup of water, and 1/2 cup of oil. For this one, since I'm just using water and oil, water and corn syrup, I'm going to do more corn syrup. And I think I'm going to do a higher concentration of it as well, just so I can see if I can retain some more of those bubbles. So I'm going to do a full cup of corn syrup. I'm going to remix it so that we can be sure the color is evenly distributed. If you're going to use multiple colors, you can. I'm going to link a YouTube video that shows you how to use sugar water to create like a sunset bottle. This is kind of the quick, easy version of that. But you can use multiple colors, you can layer them. The downside with doing the different sugar water concentrations in the sunset bottle is that you have to be very careful with how you add the different colors of liquids that you're adding into your container. And they also will eventually just smush together into one liquid because it's all sugar water. So it will eventually dissolve and the colors will not remain separated in that cool little sunset layer. So we mixed up our 1 cup of corn syrup with our 2 drops of pink food coloring. And we're going to go ahead and slowly pour that into our little container here. And I'm using the inner lid, the inner seal lid, as like a stabilizer since I only have my hands here to do this, so that I don't pour corn syrup all over my carpeting, which I suspect is not recommended by my landlords. And I'm scraping out the sides to get every little gooey bit that I can get. Cool, set that aside, I will wash it later. This is what we have so far. It's nice and bubbly, and ooey gooey, really fun. Now before I add the water, I'm going to start adding my solids. Again, like I said, this is a process of experimentation, so if you want to add your solids after you add your water, you can kind of do it however you want, whatever order you want. You can do water first, and then the thicker, more dense liquids. It's totally whatever works for you, and if you find a way that works best for you, stick with it or share it with us, so that we, your beloved community, can do it too. So the first solid I want to add, I'm going to go big to little. This is one that you guys might actually have around at your house. These are little Mardi Gras beads that had already been partially disassembled. And I'm going to go ahead and continue disassembling them. So I'm just going to cut. Ooh. It's a little tricky. I'm going to cut the beads off individually. And I'm just putting them right in the mix. And I have gold and blue here. Trying to focus on kind of warmer colors or cooler. Oh, what am I trying to focus on? Colors that go good with purple, I guess. Gold goes well with purple. So I'm using these gold beads. And then they're in there, and then I'm going to do these blue beads as well. Be careful whenever you're using scissors. To only cut what you are intending to cut. And if you use sharp scissors, that won't happen. It won't get stuck and then fall in your mouth. It'll just cut off normally. But I don't have sharp scissors at home. Also, if you haven't watched yet our paper plants video, or if I haven't posted it yet, feel free to look around for that. I will be posting a DIY, or I have posted a DIY, who knows, on making little paper succulents, plants, like aloe plants, cute things like that. All you need is paper, scissors, glue stick. Sharper scissors, again, are recommended for that. But I made do. So cute. So I might fast forward through this part as well. I'll do a little. Time lapse. That's what it's called. I'm going to do a time lapse to show you guys how to speed up. Just kidding, not how to speed up. About speeding up this process. So that this video will be way more fun for you to watch. So I've got my beads in there. Now I'm going to put my next biggest thing, which are these little gems. They look like little colored diamonds and they're plastic. And I got them from Amazon. They're super fun. I learned from experience in this crystal ball globe combing jar that the ones that are a very close color to your liquid, being clear or yellow or anything like that, do not show up very well. So I'm going to stick, I think, with some greens. And some turquoises and some blues. I'm not going to do any purples because we're going to put the purple water in. That might be too similar. Wow, you guys can't see it from here, but actually the light blues that I'm putting in there, they just like turn a whole different color once they're in there with that red background. So that's interesting. So experiment with colors too. This is another way that you can talk to kids about how colors combine. Things like that. This can be a whole family experience. Try not to incorporate too much of your pets in this project. Awesome. A few more. Oops. I'm digging out. I don't want. Okay, so I feel good about the plastic gem situation. I'm going to set that aside and scoop these back into their little baggie home. Maybe. Or maybe I'll just dump them all on the floor and vacuum them up later. I'll just vacuum, it's fine. I'm joking, don't do that, you could mess up your vacuum. You would mess up your vacuum, actually. I'm speaking from experience now. I'm just gonna use a whole new bag. Because that bag was not very good. While I'm putting these away, I'm gonna get these out. And these are basically the same thing, they're little plastic gems, except that they have like a foil on the bottom, a gold foil that makes them extra shiny. So I'm gonna grab some of those in a second and pour those very nicely into my foaming jar. I think that the real title of this video should be, does Rachel know how to use a time lapse? The answer is no. But it's okay. It's okay to go slow sometimes, I think, when you're doing things. Because A, it's about the process. It's about having fun. I just dumped about a tablespoon of these guys in there. And B, there's no rush. I'm not going anywhere. I am here crafting to have fun. So why rush it? Okay, so I have my Mardi Gras beads. I have my big gems, my big clear plastic gems, and my little gold gems. Now I'm gonna add some big flakes of red glitter. Difficult to open. I'm just gonna sprinkle some in until I feel good about it. That's probably about a teaspoon. Set that aside. I will put my food dye away also. And then I have this purple glitter as well that I think is going to be super fun. Put some of that in there. Put another teaspoon or so. I did. You can put however much you want. One word of warning though, with the big glitters, with the glitter with the like regular size flakes of glitter, the kind of little hexagonal pieces, it can cloud up the liquid quite a bit. So I wouldn't recommend going too overboard. But I do like putting different kinds of glitter. So what I like to do is mix up the texture of the glitter and the colors of the glitter and use more different glitters instead of using lots and lots of one glitter. And then I have this nice rose gold super fine glitter. And I'm going to dump some of that in here. Probably about a half a teaspoon of that. Cool, looks good. I'm missing one more glittery thing. In this box here, I have mica powder. What color do I want to use? Okay. Let me show you first. If you are not familiar with mica powder, this is a bottle of gold mica powder. You can use it for embossing. You can use it for bath and body products. You can use it for, it's used a lot in makeup production, like all sorts of things. It's basically like super fine sand that's shimmery. So that's really fun, first of all. And you can get it fairly cheap in bulk if you get a bunch at a time or get it online or whatever. But what it does is it creates that swirly sheen, the like shimmer effect. The glitters create the sparkle and the shine, but the shimmer kind of comes from that mica powder and the swirling kind of magical effect. So So I definitely want to put some mica powder in this one, but I'm not sure what color to do. I have lots of colors. Let's see. I kind of want to do gold again, but I'm going to put purple liquid in there, and I already have so much gold, I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe I'll do like a lavender, or maybe I'll just do purple or blue. What do you think? Well, I have to make a decision because I can't hear you guys right now, so I'm just going to do some blue, but feel free to comment later and tell me if I chose correctly or not. And with the mica powder, you can use it very sparingly. I just put like a couple taps in there. Do be careful because this stuff can stain your clothes. But I put a couple taps in there that equates to about 2 pinches. I don't recommend actually pinching it and putting it in because, like I said, it gets everywhere. But if you just tap a little bit and eyeball it, you should be good to go. Okay, so for this final step, I'm going to do part of it here in front of y'all, and then I am going to run away for a second because I will need to do this over a sink. The final steps are to add your colored water, or color your water if you haven't colored it yet, and then add your water. And you can see things starting to blend. But also, see how they're separated too? Isn't that cool? That's, again, because of the density. And then I'm going to take this with me and this and my handy inner cap, and I'm going to put them together over the sink so that I can slightly overfill it with water and smush it down, and the excess water will come out in the sink instead of all over my carpet. Okay, I'm back. So I filled it up with water, and just one more side note, if you do one like this with oil in it, please, 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 when you go to smush the inner cap on, this inner cap right here that just holds everything inside, do it over a trash can, not over a sink, because the oil will clog your grates. So I have incorporated my colored water, I have incorporated all my solid elements, and we've got the corn syrup in there hanging out at the bottom, that red. It's super cool. I'm really happy with this one. If you were close up like I am, you could see all the little sparkles floating like right in the middle, right in that middle layer. It looks really awesome. And then I'm going to screw on my additional cap. If you are using a water bottle, I recommend, or a baby food jar or mason jar or anything like that, I do recommend adding a spot of glue to the inside rim of the lid before you secure it on, so that it's well secured and it won't leak anywhere, or the lid comes off by accident and you have a huge mess on your hands. And now for the big reveal, we're going to shake it. You ready? Let me just flip it first, see what that does. Oh, it just flipped entirely. It put the red at the bottom still and the purple at the top. That's really cool. But it is kind of swirling. Okay, now let's shake it. Oh man, this is so much fun, y'all. The red and the purple are like swirling together, but also independent of one another, and just like repelling each other away. It's really cool. And the red is like holding all of the glitters, and I can't show you because that's the part that it's like running away from. But it's super cool, super fun. And then if you can see the swirl, the shimmer there, that's what's coming from the mica, which is really fun. So we have successfully made a calming bottle. Now how you use these as calming bottles, you just shake them up and stare at them, and seriously, you feel so much better. It's amazing. If you want to use it as a crystal ball, I don't know how that works, but hey, give it a go. And it makes a fun little home decor thingy if you want to look mystical and swirly and cool. So there you have it. If you don't have glitter, if you don't have mini gems or whatever, use beads, use little plastic doodads or whatever you have that's not gonna rot and not gonna dissolve. You can stick it in there and see how cool it looks in a bunch of glitter in water. So the options are really endless. I really appreciate you guys watching. Please let me know in the comments also if you do this, how it turns out, give me pictures, but also let me know if there's anything else I can show you from home during these weeks that you would be interested in seeing. I do intend to put out more videos. I want to talk you guys through some of our online resources, but I also want to be sure that I'm actually giving y'all stuff you care about. So please do let me know what suggestions, recommendations, or requests you have for me. And I would love to see what I can do about that. Thank you guys so much. Be well. Have a good day.